Welcome back to designing and publishing a website in Figma Sites. In the previous video, we made this section that is quotes responsive, and before that, we were working on these preceding sections of the homepage with the goal of ultimately making the entire homepage fully responsive. And in this video, we're going to continue with that and hopefully finish that endeavor. This means that we're going to be focusing on this area of the homepage. That's going to be the CTA, the FAQs, the accordions, and the footer. Now, I'm going to be building on certain things that we did in previous episodes. For example, we converted this CTA to be a fully responsive component in episode 37, right? So in episode 37, we made sure that this component is fully responsive like this. That makes things way easier. Additionally, in episode number 30, we made sure that we have a responsive footer. So if you take a look at these two elements, these two components, you can see that they are both basically fully responsive, right? The behavior is similar to what you would expect on a responsive website. So I think that makes stuff easier, which means we're going to be mainly focusing on making this work as a responsive element. And as always, if you'd like to save time and support the channel, you can do so by purchasing the source file for this series by checking the link in the description. And also, if you need personalized help and would like to meet me on a one-to-one live session, you can also do so by checking the link in the description. And to start actually making this fully responsive, let me copy these three sections of the homepage. So I'm going to grab the CTA section container, the accordion section, and then the footer section. I'm going to hold down Option and then click and drag to create copies of these three elements. Now I'm going to take all of this and move it over here. And additionally, I'm going to create instances of these new components. We have them here, but I want to do that again for you to see how it's actually done. I'm going to navigate to the footer section _ responsive that we did in episode 30. And then I'm going to click Option and click and drag to create an instance. And I'm going to do the very same thing with the CTA section _ responsive that we set up in episode number 37. Okay, click and drag. Perfect. I'm going to move them over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this. So this section has basically what we need because it has the overlapping background. So it's going to merge seamlessly with the previous section, but at the same time, it's going to be transparent on the bottom section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the responsive element, the responsive CTA, Command C, select this one, and then Command Option R. And what happens to this layer as I do that, Command Option R, we replaced the older version of the layout with the new responsive one. Okay. And with that selected, I'm going to go to width and do fill container. And I'm going to again go to this drop down and do maximum width of 968, which means that what we have here now is that when I keep squeezing this section, this entire section is going to squeeze the responsive CTA as well. I'm going to add 24 on the horizontal padding for this section, which means that now it's going to include this spacing to push and to basically add some extra space from the sides, which is a good practice to do when making responsive elements. And now with this rectangle, I don't think that's the best solution that we have. I think we could actually take this outside of the container. So I'm just going to drag it outside. And you can see that we have some padding, some extra padding that disappeared. I'm going to compensate for that by adding, let's say 40 pixels on the top, maybe 48. And I'm going to actually go to fill on this section and then click plus and do a gradient, linear gradient. And this gradient is going to go from top to bottom, and I'm going to go from F0 to the same color. So I'm going to copy this here and then I'm gonna do 0 on the opacity on this one. So it's basically going from gray to transparent. And I'm gonna do this little trick where we set our stop to be at 49.9%, and this one's gonna be at 50.1. So what's essentially gonna happen is that we're gonna create basically a sharp edge. Essentially, if I were to show you, we're basically creating a sharp edge using a gradient. So this is a little trick that as we keep shrinking this interface, we don't have to deal with the rectangle changing sizes and so on. It's going to be always automatic, and the transition is always going to be very abrupt, which means that it's going to look like an actual rectangle. Okay, so that's good. I am gonna then also, if you take a look at the responsive footer, that's just ready. There's nothing to be done really. And then for this accordion section, that's where we actually need to focus on to do some adjustments. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go again with the accordion section contents selected. I'm gonna go to maximum width and do the current width. That's gonna be 760, okay? And then on this whole section, I'm gonna do 24 in terms of horizontal padding, which again is gonna make sure that this is gonna be responsive. But before we do that, we actually need to set the mode of the width to fill container on this element. And now it should finally work, I think, right? So you can see that we basically made this section responsive, okay? So that's good. Now, what I'm gonna do is, first of all, as you can see, we do have some spacing that's gonna have to be made smaller essentially on tablet and mobile, but that's very fast. So what I'm gonna do now is, you know what, I'm just gonna take this CTA section that we updated. I'm gonna do Command X, select this auto layout we prepared, and do Command V. Okay, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make sure it's fill container. Okay, and after doing that, you can see that it automatically adjusted the CTA across all devices. So it's fully responsive. We need to extend these pages, these breakpoints. So I'm just gonna select desktop, extend that, tablet, extend that, and mobile. I think actually just mobile is actually necessary, but never mind. And I'm gonna continue with the accordion section, Command X, select this auto layout, Command V, and then again, I'm gonna do fill container, right? You can see how it adjusts automatically on the other breakpoints. And then finally, I'm gonna grab this responsive footer. I'm not gonna be grabbing the old footer, but I'm gonna be grabbing the responsive footer, okay? Command X, select this auto layout, and then Command V. And again, let's do fill container. Okay, now you can see it automatically adjusted these things across all breakpoints. Now let's focus on these paddings. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and select both the tablet and the mobile version, and I'm gonna change the padding to 32, the vertical one, maybe 40 actually. I'm gonna then press enter, and then the spacing, I'm gonna update that to 24, right? So we need some slightly smaller spacing on tablet and mobile. We should be taking that into account. Now let me launch the preview and see if it actually works as intended. I'm gonna shrink the screen. I'm gonna keep shrinking. Okay, this is looking good. The interactivity is intact. I'm gonna keep shrinking as I go to mobile. Okay, mobile. And yeah, it appears that it's all working. I am not sure why this is happening when I click the accordion. This must be some kind of a bug because we're simply expanding the accordion. Okay, maybe that's something we just have to deal with. But let's see what that's going to look like in the final version, live version. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually select the tablet and mobile version of the footer, and again reduce the padding to 40. All right. And what I'm going to do then is this. I'm actually going to make sure this whole thing is an auto layout, right? Because we're almost there. I'm going to remove the home headline. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to select this whole page and do Shift A to create an auto layout. Okay, this auto layout is going to be set to hug contents. The spacing is going to be 0. Okay, and then the header is actually going to be absolutely positioned. So let's do absolute, and it's actually going to be on the top of the element. So I'm going to do command right bracket. Okay, and then I need to compensate for this lost space with selecting the homepage underscore content auto layout and adding to the top padding whatever this height of this element is. So I'm going to do 60. Okay, homepage content, top padding is going to be 60. Okay, top padding here on the homepage content is also going to be 60. And then here it's also going to be 60. Let's see what the preview does now. And it appears that it got broken a little bit, but this is an issue that we can fix. This is happening because it's not fully dynamically glued to the edges. So what I need to do now is go to homepage content, and instead of fixed width, I need to do fill container. Okay, and then make sure that these are also fill container. Let's see if that helps. And it indeed did help. Okay, now we just need to fix the header. So we got fully responsive behavior. Let's go and focus on the header now. The constraint of the header is going to be left plus right, okay, on all sizes. Let's check the prototype again. And you can see that the menu is now working perfectly as intended. All right, but we can scroll away from the menu. That shouldn't be happening. So the issue is, I think, my selection of position mode. I think we need to actually do sticky on all 3 sizes. Let's try sticky. Is that going to fix it? Yes, it did fix that. You can also see that we have a functional, the drop down seems to work with some occasional issues, but you know, it's still in beta. Regarding these accordions, they do work. It's still stretching the headline for some reason. I don't know why, but it's looking very promising because all the sections essentially now are responsive, and including the menu. The menu is looking the way and acting the way you would expect from a header navigation. It's sticky. You can launch the drop down, and then also if you scale this down, you get the mobile version. At least I hope so. Wait, is this a bug or what's going on? Okay, so this seems to work. Now, what we need to do next is resolve the issues. So we have 10 issues to review. Auto layout, negative gap warning, and auto layout frame may appear differently than designed when gap is negative. Oh yeah, it's in this section, the gap is negative, but we can actually remove that because we don't have any elements between which this negative gap should materialize. So I'm just going to change that to 0. Right? Nothing's going to change even. So that issue should be taken care of. Auto layout version out of date. Okay, let's update that. Let's update that version. All right. Then that issue is going to be, the next issue is going to be auto layout resizing conflict. Hug contents can be set when all child letters are set to fill. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so it seems like the button in the CTA is set to hug, but the children are set to fill. So why don't we just go to the component, and in this button in the source component, in this button we do on this text auto width, right? So it's basically hug now, and this button could also be hug. So this now means that the issue should disappear, right? 7 issues. Okay, good. Effect, blend mode, shadow conflict. Let's see. Blend mode must be set to normal in shadows. What's the issue here? Okay, let's click through these shadows. Let's click through these shadows over here, and let's make sure they are all set to normal blend mode. It's a shame that's not possible because it creates a nice visual effect, but oh, that's just the way it is. That should be it, I think. Let's see if we got any other issues. 6 issues to review, and it's all accessibility. So this is not functional. These are just accessibility issues. Let's update the website and see if everything that we did actually works in live code. All right, and here is the live website. When I scroll, you can see that I get the sticky menu. I can scroll through everything. I can even do a horizontal scroll on these quotes. We have the CTA. I can expand and collapse the accordions. Unfortunately, the bug is still present, but I think that's manageable. Maybe in the future, we're gonna rework this section so that it doesn't happen. But yeah, when I go ahead and shrink the screen, and you can see that the footer is decreasing in width, all the elements are squeezing, so that looks good. The CTA is responsive. The quotes are responsive. All the cards, all the sections are responsive. That's good. The header menu is having some issues, but I think this is just again a bug, because if I hit refresh, you can see that the menu is now functioning, right? So we do have a fully functional menu. I'm really proud of this one, by the way, of the menu. I think this could be reused in your own project. So definitely go and check out the link in the description and purchase the source file, because this can be a very solid basis for your own Figma Sites projects. And overall, yeah, again, I extended the screen. You can see that the menu stayed mobile. We don't want that. So I'm just going to refresh and it reverts back to the menu that's supposed to be there. Okay. I think we should add a bit of padding here. So let me just do that change, and that's going to be it. I'm just going to do that here. I'm not going to be even publishing the change because it's just the spacing. All right. And on tablet, that's going to be 48, I think. What about 48? Yeah, looks good. 48 here. And yeah, all right. That's it, guys. I am very happy about the progress we've made. We now have one entire page that is fully responsive and fully essentially converted from Figma Design to Figma Sites. It's beautiful. You can see that we even have this little button flare that we did in episode, I believe, 38. So in episode 38, we did this animation on the CTA. So go and check that out if you're curious how this was created. I'm glad that it also works in live code, so that's great. But yeah, responsive homepage, now finished. Thanks for tuning in. Check the links in the description for the source file and for the coaching, mentoring. I hope you found this useful. Leave a like if you did, and I will see you guys in the next one.